it's a tricky one because Jonathan obviously is gifted and wants to play a bigger role and wants to play more. And, for me, it's like I've been asked to win. And right now, he's not a guy who I can say I'm going to play 38 minutes with the roster that we have, Steph and Jimmy and Draymond, and put the puzzle together that way and expect to win. Doesn't mean he's not a really good player. Doesn't mean he's not talented. It just means the fit and with the roster that we have, it is tricky. There's no question. And we can talk details. We can talk spacing, usage rate, all that stuff. But the game is about the puzzle fitting. It's about five guys complementing one another at both ends of the floor. So all I do is, I try to win, and that that doesn't necessarily mean everybody's going to be happy, whether it's the fans or the players or management, whatever. It's just I got to do what I think is best.
I think you mentioned
when I look at that statement, I think I take a couple of things away from that statement. One being, he said, with this roster that we have, I'm not sure. I don't see how that piece fits. Now, do I agree with that? I don't know that I necessarily agree because you just haven't seen it. And so I'm not of the mindset that something just doesn't work that you haven't had the chance to see much of. But also in saying that, I think when you look at Steve, one thing that he's shown as a coach is he going to make the decision that he think is best, regardless of what it comes with. We're talking about the same man, the same legend that didn't play Jason Tatum in the Olympics and dealt with all flack that came with that. But at the end, to his point, his ultimate goal is to win. And they won the gold medal. And that's what he set out to do. So here, I understand what he's saying. I don't necessarily agree because we just haven't seen it and seen much of it. So to actually know if it does work. But if you JK, you got to make the best decision for you. You got to try to put yourself in the best position that you can possibly put yourself in. And so I wouldn't get caught up into Steve said this or Steve said that. I don't think JK should have a next interview until after free agency because for what? And I think in this position where JK has to be careful is Steve Kerr is the legend. Steve Kerr is one of the greatest coaches we've seen. JK can only lose here. Like, he can say something back. It could be the wrong thing, but he can only lose here. He has nothing to gain from trying to say something back, trying to respond to that. And he can only lose and hurt himself. Steve gonna believe what he believes. And his beliefs has worked. He won 4 championships. So I'm not gonna sit here and argue or go back and forth about his beliefs, and I don't think JK should either. But at the same time, if I'm JK and I'm in them shoes, I heard it. I need to move accordingly, figure out what's for me. But Steve